let's go ahead and listen to this contractor. There's a YouTube channel, 423,000 subscribers, giving crazy advice. All right, so I don't care. You know, these people will never be my friend. I don't need to network with them. So crazy advice. Let's go ahead and let's listen to him. I'm gonna fast forward a bit because I gotta narrate.
Your form up.
So he's forming up the. Let me turn it down a bit.
Way.
So he's forming up the steps.
But I like to put a few nails through it. Also,
and let me fast forward here a bit right here. I guess I went too fast. Let me pause and get it right. Okay, this is where we'll pick up where he's talking about tamping here. He's doing a good job of tamping as far as small lifts and using water. So this will give him an okay on. But then wait till the advice.
That.
So guys, stamping, walking, tamping.
So now they're putting the road base in here.
And you see them.
They're just going to hand stamp it, stomp it in there.
Okay.
A little water. And
see, that's what's important. You know, so I'll give them his, correct on the water, and it helps with the consolidation. All right, but here we go.
Another thing that works good to fill in big voids. This one's really not a big enough void.
Listen.
But you can take bales of straw, and just throw them in there and pour right over it.
He just said you can use bales of straw to fill the voids, and then pour right over top of bales of straws, guys. That's an organic material. Do not do that. There is no circumstances besides you just throwing away the driveway or whatever you're doing where you're going to be using bales of straw under there. Bales of straw. I'm going to back it up and let you hear it again. Now, it would just settle down. It would just drop down as the bales of straw biodegrade. That's one of the most craziest advice I've ever heard a concrete contractor give. That beats it. I've never heard that. Let's get some straw, throw it down there for fill, and then pour concrete on top. I've never heard that before. Now, this guy is Odell Complete Concrete. I will say his name on this one because it's at the I don't want everybody to get a bad name. I've never heard other contractors state this. Let's hear it again.
So now they're putting the road base in here.
Right, stamping.
They're just going to hand stamp it, stomp it in there.
And using the water, like I said, which is good.
And pound it down.
So I have to let it, for fair use, I have to let them, also be fair and let them hear the words before so nobody thinks I'm pulling a fast one.
Another thing that works good to fill in big voids. This one's really not a big enough void. But you can take bales of straw, and just throw them in there and pour right over it. All the way around. You got to totally encase it. Like, you got to have at least 6 inches of concrete around the edges of it. And that works good too. Here's a plate.
So, you just heard it. Bales of straw as your support for concrete. You can't get there from here. All right? You can't get there from here. This guy's channel has 423,000 subscribers following his advice. Now, it's interesting. I've done, since he started his channel way down there at 10,000, it came up on my view. I've done about 5 or 6 reaction videos just beating him up. I posted 0 of them. He was actually, because he is actually calling all these other contractors clowns and all this other stuff, that his phrase is he's the best in the West. And I wasn't triggered by that, but if you say that, prove it. And then one after another, I keep finding, his defects, one after another. And I'm like, and I never posted the video. I just never did. Maybe I'll get around to posting it now. But now this one's just this just pulled my last straw, right? It's the straw that broke the camel's back. It's figuratively because he's talking about straws, but now we're talking about literally in conversation here. This is just crazy. Now let's see if the comments, let's see if commenters call him out on the straw. Let me pause it and take a view of the things here. Oh, well, I unpaused it already because somebody already called him on it. Wait, bales of straw to fill a large void? And when the straw breaks down, what happens then? Oh, I've got to see the comments. He says, let's see, is that him? No. If it gets wet, it certainly will. Okay, whatever. This person says that, I'm trying to see his reply. Yeah, so a lot of people calling him out on it. Yeah, somebody said they've been in facets of concrete, never heard straw in 30 years. Yeah, this is what's triggering me too, guys, to do this video. It's never too late to reinforce the bicycle, to reinvent the bicycle. A smile brings forth energy of life, giving you... What the hell? You're kidding me. Straw to fill a void of concrete? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this guy's a narcissist. He's not replying, and apparently not replying. And it was 30 reply. Yeah, that's it. Jesus was a carpenter. Wrong subject here, buddy. I didn't critique. I was using whatever. Wait a minute. Somebody said something down there. It does. Let's see if we can see if he's got something under more. Like he's going to reveal it was a joke. In this video, we will be showing you the intense situation we went through in this driveway pour on how we ended up fixing it. He broke it, and then he wound up having to fix it. It wasn't easy and was definitely a stressful situation. Other than that, everything came out. I had a friend of mine named Donnie. Donnie had a voice on it. Let me tell you guys, Donnie could sell a job. Donnie's dead now. But Donnie would say, with this voice, yeah, that guy could sell any job. And he was just rough. But people loved him. He had the confidence to talk the trash to get the jobs. This guy talks, I mean, this is just ridiculous. Straw there, I'd like to see that go through any inspection anywhere in the nation. As people said, 30 years, etc. I've never heard that, and this is why I'm bringing it up. And I think I will start posting in my other critique idiot videos of this guy. He's going to be a clown show. I might as well make some clown show videos. So when you concrete guys, if you're following Odell, you can share it. I don't care. You guys can join in on the clown show with the comments if you like, but that only promotes his channel. You can join in on, I don't know, but you can at least learn what not to do. Send me a message and I'll look at his content and join in on the clown show. He is using a tamper. That's great. I've seen that guy from Missouri with the big trucks and company and everything else. I think they're the company's allergic to tampers. Seen another guy out of Pennsylvania, Haas and them, and I wrote him. Haas Concrete Weather. I like their work and all. But again, allergic to tampers. I have an allergy towards tampers. And the reinforcement, which I will get more into in future videos, but how the reinforcement is incorrect. Placement, bottom placement of rebar. I'm going to end this video, but that was definitely a clown show about putting straw as your support. Nobody, please, nobody do that. This guy's, it's a clown show. I'd rather see you get debris and throw debris in there, such as rocks and cinder block scraps, any of your stuff like that will act stable. It will be stable under conditions. So
this is about a 5.5 inch slump.
So how many of you think that's a 5.5 inch slump? Now, if it had a plasticizer in it, water reducer, it would flow really nice like that. And he said nothing about a plasticizer or water reducers. How many of you installers out there think that this is a 5.5 inch slump?
And 5.5 inch slump means how wet the
Look how that pushed away. See how it pushed away? when you stepped on it? How many of you guys
12
think that's a
inches
5.5?
being the worst case scenario. 1 is the stiffest.
Watch, it's gonna be
This
kinda
is, you know, kinda
behind
in
here
the
too when the guys start
range.
dragging it. Watch this. Well, not that one. When he turned the other direction.
The way you calculate your color based
about
on
here. Let me
how many sacks of cement per cubic yard.
Right there. Here we go.
Like, for instance,
look at that. How many guys think that's a
has
5.5? Look at it just
90-pound
jump
sacks of
off.
cement per
And the guy at the back
yard
of the shovel
material.
just pushing it
Then
with the
based
greatest
off
of ease.
that, when you're calculating
So
the
how many
colors,
do you
it'll
think,
tell you on the color chart, it'll say
how many do you think
either,
that's,
you know,
let me
half
pause
a
that. Let me bring
pound
that
to 3
down.
pounds of color.
So how many do you think that's a 5.5? That's the most wet 5.5 I've seen. That's a 5.5? Yeah, without super plasticizer, perhaps. But I'd call no on that. I think not, rather. Look at that. Look, it just dragged. It just dragged. It just pulled up a whole ton of water. This guy often says he's using 5.5, and it looks like what? 7s? Really? It performs like a 7, and it with no super P. Like I said, not super plasticizer. But okay, there we go. Look at this thing just jumping around, looks waving. It's got a wave to it. How many of you guys use 5.5 and get waves out of your 5.5 mud? And just flies off the ends and everything else. Come on. Looks like a 7 to me. What do you guys think? And you ever try to pump a 5.5 in a small hose like that? Oh my gosh. You got some surging going on. Not that flow like that. Again, mine save super P without super plasticizer. Yeah. From a pump. I own a pump, guys. I've never been able to get 5.5 to do this without super P. With the small stones. And in the sand. Now, he's not calling out his yeah, that's a 5.5. Yeah, I'm totally, look at it just drop down. I'm totally not sold on that. Look at all that bleed water on his 5.5, guys. Amazing. He's able to get all that bleed water from a 5.5. Oh, with no poly underneath of it. Now, you guys believe that's a 5.5? Come on. I got some swampland to sell you. Here's some more, guys. I found another section. Look at this. Look at that mud move out of the way. And that's a 5.5. That's a 5.5 slump. Come on. Just punch me in my face, why don't you, if we're going to just start saying stuff like this. Come on. I might have to go as far as saying this is 7.5. This thing is, well, maybe 7. It's 7-ish. This thing is like, wow. It's like, and he's using a steel trowel on it, right? A steel trowel on top of water still. You know what that does? That creates a seal. It locks it in. It locks off the cream, if you will. And then that water gets between the multiple layers, and it can cause delamination in the future. And look at the guy to the left. Looks like he's patching the sidewalk with smearing on some surface material. Yeah, and then gonna look at him doing it, sponging it, etc. It looks like he's onto the sidewalk now, trying to do some blending of some weird nature. So, again, let's go back to the steel trowel and the steel trowel on it, right here. That's a lot of moisture on there to use a steel trowel on. Magnesium is still good to go. Wood, things like that. Anything keeps the pores open. But you're already using steel is working towards sealing it. Not a good idea. All right, talk to you guys. Love you. Bye.